Hi, this is Jessica with Dining Traveler and welcome to part 4 of the Dining Traveler cooking series where we try dishes from our favorite destinations. Of course, you guys know I always have to include Puerto Rico and I am going to make Tembleque. Tembleque is this creamy coconut custard and the bonus is that it's easy to make, vegan and gluten-free. What I wanted to do with this edition was to make simple recipes. It's the beginning of the year. We don't want to get caught up with all the cooking and the cleaning. I know I don't want to. So I'm devoting this edition to making it simple. So we're going to get started. You're going to need a whisk and you're going to need a heavy saucepan. I love my new Misen saucier. Sounds so fancy, saucier, but it's good for tembleque too. So we're going to start with the milk and notice I have not turned the range on yet. So you want to put all the ingredients first before the milk starts getting hot and it starts causing more of a reaction. And the other thing I want to say is you need to use full fat canned milk. So the milk that comes in the carton, that's not going to work because you really need that fat to come together with the cornstarch to make the custard. We're going to add the cornstarch, sugar, and a little bit of salt. And now we are going to stir it with the whisk to make sure that everything is mixed very well before we turn on the heat. So I start with a whisk to loosen it all up, and then if you have any little clumps, just use a wooden spoon to kind of pick them out. Just make sure that everything is well mixed. Also, don't forget to add your vanilla like I was about to. So just a little bit, around a teaspoon. So the tembleque is going to take around 5 minutes to cook. Really keep an eye on it. I like to have the whisk and a wooden spoon and alternate, but in the beginning I like to have the whisk to make sure that that sugar is dissolving, that all the cornstarch has dissolved as it's blending. And trust me, it's going to happen really quick. It's going to thicken up really quick, so make sure you're paying attention to your saucepan. Because of the cornstarch, it is prone to clumping. So let's just make sure you're stirring. And if you see those little clumps, that's why I like to have the whisk in handy, so I can just whisk those out. And if you find it clumping too much, don't be afraid to just lower the heat just a little bit. Just want to show the consistency. You see it's smooth, it's thick, but not clumpy. Like once you have it too clumpy, it's just not going to work out. But you want it to be nice and smooth, and then once you put it in the fridge, it's going to come together. So now we're going to plate the tembleque, and there's two ways you can do this. If you just want to use like a cake pan that takes like 4 cups of liquid, that's fine. I personally like to use the ramekins, and you'll need like 6 or 8 of them depending on your yield. And I love that they're really nice to present. You just loosen it up, flip it over. We'll show you later how to do it with a nice sprinkle of cinnamon and coconut, and it just looks like the perfectly plated dessert. So I usually put around half a cup, like 3/4 of a cup on each ramekin. So I just smooth the tembleque and the ramekins, make it look nice and even. And then we are going to put them in the fridge, ideally for 4 hours. If you have the time, do it overnight. And for best results, also cover it with some plastic. So now to the fun part, to make the garnishes. So we are going to toast some coconut flakes. So just use a frying pan. I have a cast iron, you can use whatever you have, frying pan. I let the pan heat for like a minute or two, and now I'm adding the coconut flakes. Just make a thin layer. Make sure you keep an eye on them as they cook because they will cook pretty fast. Nice, now you're getting that nice brown color. And I swear this is one of those things that you walk away for 2 seconds and it's burnt. So just give it a little bit of love, keep your eye on it. It's nice and toasty. Now the tembleque is done setting, and to the fun part, to plate it. We are gonna loosen it up with a knife. You can use a butter knife and just go gently around the tembleque. We're gonna put it on the plate. Should come out quite easily, and if you have some little pieces like this that are a bit off, you can always use a butter knife to smooth it out a little bit. And that's the beauty of also having the toasted coconut, that it can camouflage these not so pretty parts. Sprinkle it with a little cinnamon first. Sprinkle it with a little bit of coconut flakes. There you have it, some tembleque. This is our most fiercest critic. Yummy? Okay, now we're good. This is how we make tembleque at Casa Dining Traveler. If you have any questions or comments, please share them. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Bye!